So, let's take a look. Was in the book reading Rainbow. Am I live? Solvay says, yes, I am. Can we hear me? Testing. Okay, I'm very quiet, but generally it takes a moment to heat up. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Been a hot minute. I've been getting over a little bit of sickness. Mainly because stomach stuff. Gotta love it. So today, I'm going to be completing a challenge from a friend. Hey, it's Tort. Hello, Tort. Hello, Tort. Hello, Tort. But today we are going to be doing a bit of a challenge. One tiny moment, let me jump to it. This one comes from a very good friend of mine by the name of Light. She is the young lady that I've been helping Law and Destiny 2. So, the challenge is Shadow Throne. In my kinetic slot, I can only have exotics. So, I can only use the yellow weapons. In my energy slot, I have to use a bow. Because I have an exotic on, I cannot use a exotic bow. And in the power slot, I cannot have a sword. So, this is going to be going like what we had going into it. I can die or not, but I need to have a death counter and also somewhat of a cool counter. So, name of the game, beat Shadow Throne solo, and I'm going to add something to it. I need to beat it flawlessly, meaning that I cannot die at all during my run. There's only one point where I might say that, you know what, fuck that. But we'll get to that point if we have to. But yeah, that's the challenge. Gotta beat Shadow Throne with a primary exotic, with a with a bow in my secondary, and an LMG. So, and I'm going to try to not use Witherhoard all that much. Donkatort, that means a lot. Let's do this shit. And welcome to Jurassic Park. Yes, I would highly advise it, especially considering that the next expansion is coming up in February. Like, the next expansion is going to be huge. So, by the way, if anybody needs a quick explanation as to what I am running and why I am running it, I will be more than happy to tell you and let you know why. The main thing is that I'm not going to be getting up in enemies' faces. I have a bunch of precision weaponry. I'm not going to be rushing in their guns loaded and everything. Mainly because I really do not want to get myself killed. I know, Tort. But at the same point in time, like, this is also going to be a VOD on YouTube, so I do have to generally mention it for anybody who comes in and watches the video afterwards. Make sense? So just like, and also not true. There's somebody else here. It's Twin Snakes. Memory solved. That's to the left. Okay. Yeah, no joke. This dungeon is one of my favorites, mainly because it was the first dungeon in the game. But it's also one of my least favorites, mainly because of the whole entire bullshittery and sim grinnery. Oh, the Taken! God, I hate them. God, I hate that so much. Okay. Okay. This way is off limits for the time being. Okay, 2 down. Oop. Took that tornado a little bit too fast. Previously been playing more D2 as of late, but nope. Okay, let's see. The dragon. That was back over this way. So this first encounter, for those who do not know what's going on here, you need to kill particular enemies, or you need to kill enemies in particular areas, but they only spawn around like very particular times. Like for example, I've passed through this area earlier, and these guys spawned, yes, but the things I needed to kill over here did not. They actually just spawned in because of the fact that I killed that previous set. Oh, damn it. Okay, that could have gotten bad for me. Okay. Infinity Snake, which, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that one right there. Let's do this. Nope. I ain't there no more. Good to know that my Gambit Twitch muscles with using this thing back in Prime haven't gone away. Okay, now let's see the fish. I don't think it's this one over here, right? Because that would mean that the entire left side is cleared. No, it is this one. Hot damn, hot damn, hot diggity damn. Okay. Now this one's going to be a bit of a threat because this is the one to where if... No, wait. No, it is one of the ones on the right. Never mind, never mind, never mind. Ah, this is the one with the rando, the taken vandal. Okay, okay, got it. Yep, there it is. Guardian of the Prophet. Fucking hate taking thrall. Yeah, I meant to... What? I kind of hit Y there multiple times. There we go. Okay. So for anyone who's coming in just now, the whole entire point of the stream is I'm completing a challenge given to me by a friend where I had to complete the Shard Throne using a kinetic exotic, a legend, an energy bow that could not be Le Monarch, and pretty much no sword. Any build that I have is viable. So I'm going to add a little bit of a caveat after this false encounter. Something to do actually help make this a little bit more challenging. But so far, so good. Like, we are almost done with the false encounter, which, for those who have not played Destiny or, you know, gone through a lot of this stuff, what you're supposed to do is go, like, for instance, that symbol right there led me back over that way to those taken enemies I just got done killing, which led me over to this location. And basically what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to just generally ping back and forth throughout the area, taking care of taking enemies as you go, opening up pathways and everything so that way you can escape and just have a generally easier time navigating. Why did he warp from down there to up there? Bungie, the fuck you doing? But yeah, like, this isn't gonna be too bad, hopefully. Famous last words. This one stands to be one of the, like, the most dangerous one, because this enemy will rush me. See previous statement. Okay, I did have my super art at the ready. But now I have this downward ego, or this downward raven ego, however you want to put it. So, also, sorry for the darkness on the screen. I can't really do anything about that because it's the Ascendant Plane. I can't brighten this place up. I would actually love to see what this place normally looks like. I could imagine it looks like the rest of the Dreaming City. But yeah, once I get rid of this guy, the door should open, and I'll quickly get to walk on the next part. Okay, so, real quick, I'm going to take a moment, because this was a fun idea that I had just now. I'm going to go to a website to where I can make a custom will. So, and I really wish I could do this without ending the stream, but you guys are unfortunately just not going to be able to see it. Okay, so we got 4 choices for this next encounter. And it is... okay, we're staying on void. And also, with that being said, now let's make a quick one for my exotic weaponry. Let's see. How do you spell osteo? Then it's the Forerunner, and then up and not these with a heart. Okay. Apply those world changes, and the exotic I gotta use next is Revision 0. So that's gonna be how this works. After every single encounter, I have to stop and modify the will. Or I had to stop and spin the wheel. It would determine my subclass, it would determine my exotic weapons, but ultimately the only thing I get to pick is my heavy. So, also, I've generally forgot one thing about this whole entire dungeon. There's no background music. I have the background music set to 5, and I'm not getting anything, so... And I'm too small of a streamer to actually have access to the music apps. Okay, you're getting annoying. Ooh, that didn't kill that Vando. Yeah, finding out about the under just. Oh wait, I have barrier piercing. Y'all are fucked. Okay. Little bit too short on that one. Okay. Fine, that's... There we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. Alright, alright, alright. By the way, I'm going to actually take open some missions for like other challenges like this. Because this is just a fun little challenge. Once again, I do like actually having these sort of restrictions on. Okay. Even if they do almost get me killed like that one. There we go, there we go, there we go. Man, now I'm starting to feel really silly because I should have made a bet with my friend. Oh, I actually just realized I should probably switch over my G to something else. Because it does occur to me that there's no rowdy banners in this dungeon. Oh, I don't even have my typing on me. Okay. So, one tiny moment. Where did I put my typing? Oh, it's on my Titan. You gotta love Bungie's API. By the way, I can't actually leave right now because if I do, then it will invalidate the run because I had to do it all in one sitting. So just like, great. So while I wait for the Bungie app to actually cooperate, oh, don't tell me Bungie's messing around with the API today. Don't tell me that. Well, lo and behold, it looked like I'm going to be doing this, the hard way. Great, so happy about that. Okay. So, hard way it is, because I can't seem to get into my Guardian... Oh, wait, no, it just loaded. Thank God. Where is my typing? Yay, there we go. And all is right in the ward. However, I may not actually be able to do my whole entire void shenanigans coming up at the boss, so... Where are you? Shooting at your friend. Yeah, man. Come on, Maurice, come out and play. Okay, he's literally going to just be a bitch. Okay, so we are going with Route 2. Alright, alright. Where is linear trace rifle? There it is. Oh, linear fusion, not trace. I know weapons in Destiny, trust me, I promise. Oop. No, 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 no. And this is one of the few areas that I'm actually concerned about dying in. Mainly because I'm so sick and tired of falling to my death. Oh. Okay. Malcolm, you good, homie? Okay. Yeah, you're totally hidden, big guy. You're totally hidden. Okay. Ah, there you are. Just for good measure. Okay. Now, I always hate this jump, mainly because this jump messes with my, I have really bad hand-eye coordination, so just like jumping that entire gap kind of freaks me out a bit. Okay. Okay, that's enough of that shit. This is why I was so happy whenever it gave me Void for this part, because it's like, okay. Man, just like Destiny 1, Hunters with Invis just creeping on through. Whee! And there we go. Okay, and voila. Now we're not at the next checkpoint just yet. Do have to get rid of these guys. Okay. And here we are at Morgeth. In which case, before I begin, just to be a little bit educational here, I'm going to run through the entirety of the encounter. But first, okay, and spin the wheel. Okay, it's going to be Ark. And I will also walk through my entire build here in just a moment. But first, what's the exotic I'm going to be using? I would not be using the same one twice in a row, mainly because that's kind of boring. Witherhoard, which I do not have. Well, actually, I guess I could put it on. Gonna be crippling the build a little bit, but okay. So, whole entire point of the build is like all about punching enemies. So, whenever I punch enemies, I get health back. Whenever I punch enemies, my punch gets stronger, making it to where it's a very nasty, like, snake eating its own tail, like, continuously feeding into itself. Oh, a moment. So, now, Morgeth. So at the start of the encounter, you can't really see from up here because of all this fucking fog. But there's gonna be enemies that spawn right there, right there, right there, and on the far side of the room. Technically, they should have spawned already. Bungie. Okay, wait a minute. So I'm not going to count this as a fail. Mainly because this isn't on me. This is on Bungie. Because Bungie has been bugging the living shit up. So, just saying, like, I'm not going to count that against me. That is some major hot shit. So, I don't care about the flawless because of that. Like, I Oh no, it doesn't count as flawless. Whatever would I do? Like, I'm not counting that against me. Nope, nope. That would be some major horse shit. God, I hate that so much. God, I hate that so much. Yeah, no. Now it's walking. So like I said, there's gonna be enemies that spawn down there, over there, over there, and on the far side of the arena by those 4 dots. I need to get down there, kill them, and particularly kill the wizards in an X period of time, and then dunk at some middle point, so that way the boss can be damaged. Oh, but also there's going to be like tons of enemies flooding into the room, so I need to stay smart and stay hidden. Yep, and here kind of taken. Okay, that's one. Okay. So the main thing, and this is kind of the main reason why I popped that already, I also just now realized the flaw in my plan here. I'm going to have to stay absolutely mobile during this entire boss fight, because if I stand still for even a second to aim, those things are going to hit me, and that will almost be an insta-kill. Okay. And that was a damage phase. No idea how much damage I actually did, so... Because unlike other dungeon bosses, Morgeth doesn't have his health bar at the bottom of the screen. Oh cool, I did about half. And I didn't even have super then. Thanks for the shield. Come here, bitch. Come here, bitch. And I just lost all my combination blow. Oh well. Okay, and... Oh. I'm not going for that one. I'm going for this one. Okay. Ow, ow, ow. And there we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. So, world again. It is... Okay, I did like 2 encounters on Void. I'm not doing a Thord. It really wants me to do Void. I really wish I could show you this screen. Come on. That's 3 Voids in a row. Come on. Okay, Stasis. The one thing that I don't actually have a build for. So, I'm going to be the most mortal I could possibly be. You know what? Let's just run a modified version of my solo build. Yeehaw, Chuckafucks. You know, the look actually kind of goes well together if it wasn't for, like, the belt. But, anyway, on to this. Forerunner. Okay, so next up is the Ascent. Sword Zoraido. The moment that you get a better exotic in the game, it will. Like, I love the story of Zoraido. God, they done the Wish Ender dirty. God, the Witch Ender's been just done so dirty. So, this is already not a true flawless run, so I'm just going to take that caveat out. Mainly because Bungie kind of fucked it. So, because Bungie did that, I'm not going to count it against myself. But because I can't do a true flawless run on this run now, I'm just not going to count it against me either. Like, I'm not going to go all the way back to the beginning because Morgans didn't spawn. Mainly because I had no control of that. If I die at any point during this whole entire thing, that's on me. However, ooh, I thought I was dead there. Like, if I had died because of something like that earlier on, or I thought that I just fell off the map, you know, something like actual gameplay oriented and not a fucking bug, then yeah, I would count it. Okay, and what goes up must come down. It is order, place, and type. Okay. And by the way, yes, I will at some point be making a stasis build. I need to make a stasis build sooner, but okay. A little bit too far on that one. Okay. I also hate that shit. Okay, game, when I hit Y, it means I hit Y. Oh, oh, right, because explosive arrowhead... Oh, wait, no, don't have it active anymore. I forgot that I switched my arms like 2 times. Okay. Going up. There we go. By the way, good rule of thumb whenever you're doing a jumping anything, like you're going off a grav lift or anything, always jump afterwards. The reason why you want to jump afterwards is because of the fact that if you aren't careful, the grav lift will actually boop you off the map. Even if you are careful, the grav lift may still try to boop you off the map. And generally, it's a damn nightmare doing stuff like that for pretty much the obvious reasons. Okay. Now y'all stay in there. We're not gonna have a problem. Oop. What? Stay dead. Okay. Wait for it and go. Oop. Oh, and... No, you don't. Okay. I always hate this walk because of that. Good thing this wasn't a now flawless run because of the fucking Morgeth thing. I could have sworn there was always a ledge there. Or part of a ledge there. Once again, gotta love it. So, yes, that would have counted against me. If I had done that and it was still a flawless run, yes, that would have counted 100% against me. However, because of Morgeth, it's no longer a flawless run. Can I fucking help you? So, let's see here. I'll technically include Morgeth as a forced death because, once again, it ruined the flawless run, even though I didn't die. So, I'm still going to count it against me in that regard. But technically, 1 death. Technically 2. Depends on how you look at Bungie's code in the game bugging out. Yeah, so legitimately, the Taken Fog killed me. That's what killed me. If it wasn't for the Taken Fog, I would have been able to see correctly, but Death by fog. Huh. Whoops. Okay, going up. And considering that, I do count that Traverso area as an encounter because there is a secret chest in it. So we got one final class change coming up when we make it up to Dolan Karu. And that also includes weapon change as well. Okay. And I hate the fact that it's supposed to throw you right up in there to start the boss fight. Okay. So the final subclass is... Hey, we did all four. Okay, so give me one tiny moment and let me switch everything over. Let's see, I'm trying to remember. Was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. Didn't think it's this one. Yep. And... Yep, there we go. Next up, the exotic is... Can't be the Forerunner. So, it is ending it off with one of the last exotics that I didn't use the entire time. Osteostrega. Okay. So, not gonna give me time to get my abilities back. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's perfect timing. Is it gonna be a one and done? Yes, it is going to be a one and done, and that's I die to her attacks. And there we go. And just like that, challenge complete. And there we go. So, this was a challenge given to me by my good friend Light. In which case, she challenged me, once again, to beat the Shadow Throne dungeon with an exotic primary. She said of my choice, but I decided to let a will decide that. A combat bow in my energy slot. I got to pick the bow, so I chose Under Your Skin. And so any heavy, so long as it wasn't a sword. And thus, the rest is silence. I even added to it by making it to where, like, hey, I had to switch up my class every single time. And I can't do a class more than twice. So note, I did it. Thank you so much for the challenge, Light. Greatly appreciate it. And there you go, folks. One death. And that death was at my own stupidity, because I thought that there was a platform there when there wasn't. But yeah, it just like... kind of sucks a little bit, though. Like, that was a good challenge, though. Like, The reason why he challenges me to do it, by the way, is because of the fact that I talk shit on combat bows. Because combat bows really do not have a great place in Destiny. Like, the main problem with combat bows is the fact that they take too long to fire, but they do, unlike fusion rifles, who also take a while to fire, they don't have the stopping power. That's the main reason. That was the main reason why I say that. Yes, in Crucible, they are a 2-tap. 2 headshots, insta-kill. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. With Explosive Head, it actually turns into a head and a body. Problem is, though, it's still kind of hard to use compared to other people who are using stuff like, say, Prosperity or Posterity, like Horror's Least, like the Vouchsafe, like any other weapon in the game. It's so much harder to use it comparatively to everything else. It takes so much more to use. It's also kind of the main reason why Hierarchy of Needs is so seen as so much of a downgrade compared to Tiku's Divination, because you need to get 6 kills with it, or 3 kills, all of them being precision hits. And the secrets don't really do that much damage, and if you're running Piercing Bowstring, even with the Guidance Ring mod outside the Catalyst on, even with all that, you still won't be doing enough damage to overall outweigh what's coming to you. Like, Truth be told, I really hope they buff Hierarchy, make it to where the ring moves with you, because if, in a lot of content, if you just stay still to fire the ring, you're dead. Like, think about high-end content. Also, not to mention, I hope they fix the secrets, because the secrets seem to be more than a little bugged right now. That's another thing that Bungie has that's bugged in the game. But, point of the matter is, though, is that they really need to fix a lot of the problems with bows. Like, they need to increase the damage, or alternatively, they need to increase the fire rate of bows. And I do mean like the whole entire knock, arrow, pull back. Like, Ultra's tempo is pretty much a necessity on any and all bows. Mainly because, note, like even Osteostrega, which has slower projectiles, still fires faster than the bow. Like, also, not gonna lie, I got real lucky with that Osteostrega pull in that encounter, because those freaking Scions are a nightmare. Oh, also, yes, I would like to point something out real quick. I have beaten it flawlessly before. However, at the same point in time, I would challenge. Hi, Silver. Or hi, Light. How are you doing? Velkommen, velkommen. Thank you for the challenge, by the way. And anybody who has a challenge as well, I'm always up for doing them. It may take me a while to get around to doing it, because, let's see, when did Light send me that challenge? Light sent me that challenge to complete this whole entire complete the dungeon, on the 29th of December. But I got around to doing it. You're okay, you guess? But yeah, so there we go, though. Like, Drooper Toad, this was very interesting to run through with the bow, because I will admit the bow did assist. the bow definitely helped. Mainly because if there was a farther away target for me to hit, I could just switch to the bow. It's also why I kind of chose the arrangement of exotic weapons that I could use. With the Horde, obviously for boss damage. Oh, excuse me. It's about to start raining here. So, and I always get tired in the rain. Revision 0, I had it on me, so that is what it is. And Outbreak Perfected, I always have it on me. I chose the Forerunner because I thought that would be a pretty useful, so that's a difficult weapon to use, depending on when I got it. And I'm trying to remember what the other exotic I had was. Literally just had it in my inventory. Oh, Malfi. It was Malfi. The reason why I had malfeasance in my inventory as well was because of the fact that that was me stacking the deck a little bit. Because, truth be told, I was not planning on doing the whole entire weapon swap thing. The weapon swap thing was a last minute thing, to the point where, no, to those of you who were here during that portion of the stream, I literally stopped moving, went and made 2 wheels, one for rolling, like, what subclass am I going to be on, 2 rolling, like, what exotic weapon I was going to use. So just like, whoa, goddamn, it's about to storm really bad with how much I'm yawning. But I'm gonna walk through my builds real quick, so that way you all can know, and also so that way, technically, if you want to go to the VOD, you can actually screenshot and save it. So, first up, we have my solo build. So, Blade Barrage with Game Blood's Dodge, Triple Jump, the Proximity Explosive Knife, which is important for Caliban's hand, and Incendiary Grenades. The reason why I run Incendiary Grenades over something like Solar Grenades, which are a lot easier to use, is because if you combine, like, Caliban's hand Proximity Explosive Knives and Incendiary Grenades, anything you hit will combust. They will do the whole entire, like, scorch to ignition and just explode everything near them. It is powerful. It's ridiculous. So, that's why. God damn it. Okay. Knock them down. Your solo supports are enhanced. Deadshot Golden Gun has increased damage resistance. Marksman Golden Gun has increased duration. And Blade Rod launches more projectiles. While Radiant Final Blows with your equipped throwing knife fully refund your melee energy. So, combine that with Caliban's hand. Like, you have infinite throwing knives. It's very useful, very powerful. I love it. On your mark, precision hit final blows grant you and nearby allies increased weapon handling and reload speed for a short duration. Stacks 3 times. So, the main reason why I have that one on instead of Gunpowder Gambo is because, truth be told, it gives me 3 slots. That's the only reason. I rarely use it unless I'm running something like the Velis X or my Outbreak or any other weapon where I have to hit those headshots. Emperor of Empyrean solo weapons of ability final blows extend the duration of restoration and radiant effects applied to you. So, my throwing knife gives me radiant. That makes it to where it increases the radiance by the explosion of Caliban's. So, I could theoretically stay radiant for a long time. Emperor Torches, like I said, power made against combatants, make you and nearby allies radiant. Your stasis your solar ignition spreads scorch to affected targets. That is huge because once again, this ties in with Caliban's hand and the incendiary grenade by making it to where it's just like, hey, boom, 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 you're all gonna explode. Solar ignitions have increased area of effect. Once again, ties into that. And you apply more scorch stacks to a target. So once again, just feeding into that fiery loop. Caliban's hand. Your proximity knife scores a target, its damage with its explosions, and ignites that targets on final blows. After throwing a proximity knife, you gain increased melee regeneration until the knife explodes. So, once again, this is just like, hey, melee, melee, melee. It's one of the reasons why I'm so sad that this build had such garbage melee and mobility stats. Like, I just have really shit luck with armor. Well of Life. Picking up a solar elemental well grants increased regeneration for a short period of time. Caliban's hand has Fontamite. So normally I'm running some solar weapons with this build. However, couldn't exactly do it this time for obvious reasons. Truth be told, I didn't even really use typing in that. Well, no, I used typing quite a bit in that final encounter. So, never mind. Forget what I just said. Melee well maker. Power melee combatant final blows. Spawn elemental wells matching your subclass type. A secondary Fontamite, mainly because it actually boosts the powers even more. Utility kickstart. So, the wells here do nothing but help me stay alive. This is a surprisingly survivable build. Like, what was supposed to be with this build, by the way, because, note, I do not have solo op on, so technically that final encounter could have gone faster. But what could have been on this build, back when I initially made it, was I had on Classy Restoration, which is no longer in the game. Thank God for that. Classy Restoration made so much of the game unplayable. It was insane. Onto my Arcstrider build. Or as I call it, the Scorpion Sting. So, Gathering Storm, mainly because it takes less time than Arc Staff, and also you're going to be getting a lot of Ion Traces if you do this right. Gambler's Dodge, again, you want your melee up constantly. Triple Jump, best jump in the game. Combination Blow, so a quick strike that temporarily increases your melee damage when defeating a target, stacking 3 times. Defeating targets with this ability also fully restores your class ability energy and restores a small amount of HP. That's important. And by the way, small isn't small. Like, it basically heals you up to 4. Pulse Grenade, mainly because that's a lot better than most of the other grenades. Yes, I know that storm grenades are the favorite, but I prefer the Pulse Grenade. Flow State. Defeating a jolted target makes you amplified. While you are amplified, your dodge recharges more quickly, you are more resilient while dodging, and your reload speed is greatly increased. So, I use that quite a bit, and yes, I know Tempest Strike is also a darling to many people, but this gives me 2. That one also gives me 2, but at the same point in time, that does not work with Combination Blow. So, that's why. Lethal Current. After dodging, your next melee attack has an increased lunge range, jolts the target, and creates a damaging aftershock. Damaging any jolted targets with melee attacks also blinds them. So, once again, you're going to see exactly why. Like, no, that jolts an enemy and just like, oh, hey, let me just double blind you and just kill you. Taking melee damage briefly increases your outgoing melee damage. Once again, just buffing the melee damage. While surrounded by combatants, you are more resistant to incoming damage, helping me get into the mix and then just shit mixing. Melee hits greatly increase your reload speed for a short duration, once again feeding into this. However, at the same point in time, that's only when amplified. That's all the time. And my arc grenades jolt targets. So once again, feeding into this. Okay, so Exotic, we had Liar's Handshake. Using your arc melee abilities or being hit by a melee attack will allow you to follow up with an extremely powerful melee counterpunch that will heal you. The heal is a very small amount compared to combination blow, which basically heals you all the way up to full. So it's a how do you want to do this kind of deal. God damn it. Taking charge. Becoming charged with light by picking up orbs of power. Wall of Ions. Picking up Arc Elemental Well causes your next melee to do increased damage. Melee Well Maker. And what's supposed to be on this one, which is obviously not on it because of the energy is pretty much full. It is supposed to be the well, like the what is it called? I can't think of what it's called off the top of my head. Elemental Charge. This is supposed to be Elemental Charge, but because of how I've been running things on my Hunter here, solo op is always on. Then, with my Void build. One moment, gonna take me a second to find everything. By the way, I really cannot wait till Bungie implements the whole entire, like, hey, we're going to make it to where you can just instantly switch all your stuff around. Now, that would be great. But, Void build. You can use Mobius Cribble or Deadfall. I prefer Deadfall, truth be told. And truth be told, I had 2 Void builds. But, moving on. Marksman Dodge for this one. Mainly because the Void melee is useless. And I mean that in every sense of the term. Void melee is useless on the Hunter. So, Marksman Dodge just to reload your magazine. Triple tap. Wall air or triple jump. And triple tap. Snare bomb. This thing is fucking useless. Like, I really wish that we had another melee or something that wasn't a fucking smoke bomb. And then Vortex Grenade, which pulls enemies in, constantly damages them. I find that insanely useful, and yeah. Okay, Titus Executioner. Defeating a weakened, suppressed, or volatile target grants invisibility and true sight. Performing a Titus Executioner, your next melee while invisible weakens targets. So, they're not saying that the smoke bomb weakens targets. There's literally a thing that you have to put on down here. Where is it? Grenades weaken targets. I could have sworn there was something that said that, like, oh, your smoke bomb, all your abilities weaken targets. Did they change that in here? Oh no, weaken targets on detonation. So yeah, it already does it. This is talking like your normal melee. And yes, I have kind of used that invisibility spam to cheese things. Fancy step. Dodging makes you invisible. Easy enough. The reason why I don't use trap as an ambush is because of the fact that you have to have your melee active. And truth be told, there's really no benefit to doing this except for making your allies invisible. However, I can't tell you the number of times that I have gone into higher end content and I make my allies invisible. They don't make themselves uninvisible instantly. So it's just like, okay, that's fucking pointless. Echo of Persistence. Void buffs applied to you, invisibility, overshield, and devour have increased duration. Your void grenades weaken targets. Your lingering grenades affect vortex grenade, void wall spike, and axiom bolt have increased duration. And picking up an overpower grants devour. Note, once again, feeding into these 3. So, okay, so helmet. Actually, I've been doing it like this, so. We have Gearfalcon's Hallbrook. Your void weapons gain volatile rounds after you emerge from being invisible. While you are invisible and defeat a combatant while using a Fearless Roll, all your weapons gain bonus damage for 5 seconds. You and your nearby allies gain a Resolve Overshield and improved class ability regeneration. These Resolve Overshields can be deployed by using your class ability. I didn't really use it for the Overshield. I was using it more for that damage. Because not gonna lie, the damage that you can get is actually pretty fucking stupid. It's pretty fucking stupid. Then I call it Solo Operative Weekend Clear. Because once again, I was actually not planning on doing the weapon rotation. I was planning on being like void the entire time and just going through everything with the bow and arrow. Then Elemental Ordnance. So hey, my grenades are giving me wells. Elemental Charge, which is supposed to pair with on here with Phantom Might, but I didn't have Phantom Might on. Oh no, wait, this is supposed to be High Energy Fire. But because of the fact that I've been running Unstoppable Grenade Launchers, I just never changed it back. Boom, there you go. So, it's supposed to be to where my void weapons do more damage while also inflicting volatile, so I can go invisible, get more volatile, so that way I can go invisible, get more volatile, so I can go invisible, get more volatile, and so on and so forth ad infinitum. And as for stasis, so I don't have a stasis build currently hooked up, but this is basically going to be a lot of what I have on it. So I'm not going to go with Shadow Dive because Shadow Dive was nerfed into the ground. Not going to go with Winter Shroud because dodging near enemies, though targets. Yes, I know Gambler's Dodge, you kind of want to be close to enemies, but this gives me back my melee faster, and this buffs my grenades. Technically, I could swap out Grim Harvest for it, but I would be losing an aspect. I'm going to go with Duskfield Grenades for whenever I do make the build, and I only have Silence and Scroll as a super. So, that is the long and short of it. By the way, yes, some of you may have noticed that, like, wow, look at that, like, 120 down to 100. It kills me that I only have 100 resilience on this build, and nowhere near close for anything else. Like, God, I also need to get better Gearfalcons. I need to get better Gearfalcons. Bungie's been fucking me so hard when it comes to grinding for those, but God, I need a new Gearfalcons. But yeah, so that's the entirety of the Daor. So once again, anybody who has a challenge for me, you can send it to me in a whisper or anything like that on here. If you have any ideas or anything, because this is also going to be going up on YouTube soon. I'm also going to upload it either later today or tomorrow. I haven't decided. But if you have another challenge for me, let me know. Because, once again, I really love playing this game. I am always looking for new and fun ways to modify the game, to make things harder and to make things more challenging for me. But still though, like I love this game. I love streaming this game. But to that sign, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sweetman. Thank you all so much for watching. And as per usual, I wish you all a good night and good luck.